I'd like to go to an interesting place. Venus, maybe. It's supposed to be really pretty there.
That sounds sexy. Thank you.
Number 20, Steve Martin, The Dating Game. While still a student at UCLA, Steve Martin appeared on The Dating Game show in 1968.
And we're delighted to welcome Steve Martin.
He competed with 2 other contestants for a date with a woman with the same last name as him, Deanna Martin. Steve put his charm and humor on full display, ultimately coming out on top.
Well, one of my favorite stores has always been the Goodwill, and I'd like to be locked in there some night, try on all the old clothes and the ladies' hats.
That likable, funny character was just a preview of what would come. Deanna saw something in Steve. Luckily for us, we were able to see more of Steve, starting with his stand-up comedy performances during the 1970s, and then, of course, in the movies.
How much is this gonna cost me?
Number 19, Joey Fatone, Nick Arcade. Just before experiencing a massive rise in fame as a member of NSYNC in the late 1990s, Joey Fatone appeared on Nickelodeon in the game show Nick Arcade.
I'm here today with Joseph of the Yellow Team.
The competition consisted of head-to-head video games and trivia questions. Just look at those throwback arcade games. Fatone and his partner didn't get the job done in the end, but they didn't leave empty-handed. The game show provided them with consolation prizes that give off nostalgic Nickelodeon commercial vibes. Not bad.
All right, now, Joseph, I understand you like to sing and you like to act. Do you like sing around in the shower or in a choir or something?
Yeah, school and everything.
School and everything?
Besides Fatone's fame in the music and acting industries that came after this appearance, he also went on to be an announcer in a game show. Number 18, Stephen Merchant, Blockbusters UK. Choose a letter, get a question, and answer with a word beginning with that letter. That's the basic premise of the game show Blockbusters. While in his 20s, Stephen Merchant appeared on the show. From the get-go, you could tell he meant business.
Revenue. Revenue is right.
After a good start, though, his opponents soon took the lead and never looked back. About 16 years later, Merchant appeared on The Graham Norton Show and talked about his Blockbusters experience. That included a funny anecdote about taking on a team of 2 by himself.
Why was it one person against 2 people?
Yeah, I agree. Because I used to watch the show thinking which idiot goes on their own.
At this point, Merchant was famous for his contributions to comedy and television shows, such as the UK's The Office and Extras, and for being a co-host of The Ricky Gervais Show.
Oh, bloody hell. What's the weather like up there? Oh, I've heard that before.
Number 17, Andy Kaufman, The Dating Game. He had already been on SNL, Van Dyke and Company, and The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson by the time he appeared on The Dating Game in 1978.
And number 3.
Hello, Patrice.
But Andy Kaufman would become much more famous in the years that followed, particularly thanks to his role as Lacka Gravis on the sitcom Taxi. Kaufman went against conventions, as he often did throughout his career, when he brought his foreign man character to The Dating Game.
I don't know what she looked like. Could I see what she looked like?
No, you can't.
Kaufman won a fair share of laughs from the crowd, but not the game in the end. Still in character, he showed that the loss was a tough pill to swallow.
I won.
No, you didn't.
But I answered all the questions right.
Number 16, Linda Cardellini, The Price is Right.
Hi, Linda.
$1,000.
$1,000.
Being able to correctly guess the price of items, or come really close, is an underrated talent. In a 1994 episode of The Price is Right, Linda Cardellini came so close with her guess of a fireplace's price that she got to take it home.
Actual retail price, $1,057. Winner, Linda.
Her 2003 interview on The Sharon Osbourne Show revealed what happened to the prize and the heartwarming plan her parents had for it.
All right, Linda, what did you do with that fireplace?
My parents have it in the garage.
The Price is Right was Cardellini's first appearance on television. She then rose to fame on the screen with roles in series such as ER and Freaks and Geeks. Oh yeah, and you might recognize her as Velma in the live-action Scooby-Doo films. Number 15, Meghan Markle, Deal or No Deal. Perhaps you know her as the Duchess of Sussex, the woman married to Prince Harry. Or for fans of Suits, she's Rachel Zane, paralegal turned attorney. Before all of that, and before becoming a prominent figure in pop culture, Meghan Markle was on Deal or No Deal.
11, go.
In 2006, she landed a job as a briefcase model on the NBC game show hosted by Howie Mandel. She certainly made this woman happy after opening the number 11 case. After 34 episodes spanning 2 seasons, Markle had enough of the game show. Years later, at this point extremely famous, she opened up about the downside of Deal or No Deal.
I was so much more than what was being objectified on the stage. I didn't like feeling forced to be all looks and little substance.
Number 14, Stephen Fry, University Challenge UK. While a student at Cambridge at the time, Stephen Fry put his mind to the test on the British TV quiz program University Challenge. Representing Queen's College alongside 3 other young gentlemen, Fry was at first flustered in an attempt to answer this question.
Sorry, hang on.
After this game show appearance, he would soon be on his way to greatness in the fields of broadcasting, acting, comedy, and writing. Alfresco, a comedy sketch series aired from 1983 to 1984, was one of many significant stepping stones.
The question surely, sir, is why the only totally blind officer we have gets the job of forger.
Over 30 years after the young Fry appeared on University Challenge, he became president of the mental health charity known as Mind.
We're addressing a real crisis.
Number 13. John Ritter, The Dating Game. Tex Ritter was a famous singing cowboy and actor. His son John followed in his footsteps in terms of the latter.
John Ritter. John, good afternoon to you.
Prior to making his mark in his father's footsteps, though, John Ritter appeared on The Dating Game at 19 years old. He showed he got game and was selected as the winning bachelor.
Number 3, all right.
Although, it wasn't the smoothest reaction to being announced victorious. He already secured the win, so nothing to worry about, John. This was John Ritter's first ever appearance on TV. Among his myriad of TV and film roles that followed, there perhaps wasn't one more notable than Jack Tripper in the sitcom Three's Company from 1977 to 1984. Number 12. Lady Gaga, Boiling Points. Before countless fans went gaga for Lady Gaga, she appeared on a prank-based reality game show on MTV in 2005. At that point, she wasn't Lady Gaga yet. She was Stephanie Germanotta, a 19-year-old with music dreams.
Me? Yeah. Where'd my salad go? Oh, I guess the busboy took it away.
But no paparazzi would have recognized her then. In this episode of Boiling Points, she found herself on the wrong end of a restaurant prank.
I'm gonna vomit.
After what was done to her meal, there was no reason to show a poker face and pretend everything was okay.
Who puts that in their mouth? Did you put that in your mouth?
Just a few years later, that young woman became a pop icon after the release of her debut studio album, The Fame. Number 11. Farah Faucet, The Dating Game. Whether it was the TV series Charlie's Angels, a cosmetic commercial, or a red swimsuit poster, Farah Faucet appeared in many capacities starting in the 1970s.
Okay, but I can't be gone long.
She went on to become a household name. Before her career took off, though, she was looking for a date on the Dating Game show in a 1969 episode.
We're delighted to welcome to The Dating Game, Farah Faucet.
Faucet was 22 years old at the time. As the host mentioned when introducing her, she had other ventures going on back then.
If you were in charge of everything, what would you make the national pastime?
Over 3 decades later, her sculpture work with Keith Edmeyer was exhibited at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art and the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh. Number 10. Paul Walker, I'm Telling.
In your opinion, who do you think looks better on stage today, you or Ashley?
Myself.
You.
I'm Telling was a short-lived Saturday morning game show in which brother and sister teams competed for prizes. The object of the game was to match answers with your sibling in response to embarrassing and entertaining questions, with the highest number of matches resulting in a win.
Let's see what Paul did say. He said, 10%, and that's a match for 50 points.
Think the Newlywed Game, only with siblings instead of spouses. The late Fast and Furious star was just 14 years old when he stepped onto the I'm Telling stage, playing with his younger sister, Ashley. The duo did quite well, finishing in second place and each taking home a bike, a board game, and a Slurpee gift card.
Ashley and Paul, you were terrific. There's no way you're going away empty-handed. Here's Dean to tell you about your party gift.
Number 9. Vanna White, The Price is Right. Vanna White's game show career had to be predestined. It's the only conclusion we can reach due to her fairy tale-like journey. In 1980, White appeared on The Price is Right as one of the initial 4 contestants.
$600 is her bid.
She didn't make it to the showcase, but her picturesque beauty and bubbly personality made jaws drop. Some of those jaws happen to belong to some very important TV producers.
What do you bid?
$6.95.
Just 2 years after her Price is Right appearance, White auditioned for the vacant hostess spot on Wheel of Fortune, beating out hundreds of applicants to be named the regular co-host in December 1982. She is the longest-running game show hostess in history and is the female icon of the industry.
It's my touch. Look. See? You try it. It won't work.
Number 8. Kirstie Alley, Match Game. Match Game was a super popular show where contestants tried to match their answers with, well, let's say lubricated celebrity panelists. In reversal of roles, Kirstie Alley appeared on the show in 1979, not as a celebrity, but as an unknown contestant.
Some things are just impossible, like a drill sergeant asking Venus de Milo to blink.
Salute. Introduced as an interior designer from Wichita, Kansas, Alley's appearance on Match Game came 3 years before her movie debut in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, and 8 years before Cheers made her a household name.
I do know you're giving me a headache behind the eyes. It feels like a little insect boring into my brain.
Paired with Jamie Lee Curtis, Betty White, and others, Kirstie had one of the best game show performances of a pre-fame celebrity, winning both rounds and taking home $6,000. Number 7. Tom Selleck, The Dating Game. Over a decade before becoming the title character in Magnum P.I., and well before his role as New York City Police Commissioner Frank Reagan in Blue Bloods, Tom Selleck appeared on TV in a crimeless show, The Dating Game. He wasn't done after his first appearance in 1965 either. He returned to the show in 1967.
We'd like you to meet Tom Selleck. Good luck, Tom.
Selleck was a college student and basketball player at USC then.
I promise to fall in love with you if you pick me, for sure.
In a 2024 interview with Entertainment Tonight, he discussed the path that The Dating Game led him on. His words were quite humble and honest. Number 6. Paul Reubens, The Gong Show.
I pity the poor fool. Don't eat my cereal.
Paul Reubens may be best known as Pee Wee Herman, but before Pee Wee hit it big, Reubens was simply a no-name performer. During the 70s, Reubens studied with the renowned Groundlings improv troupe and entertained his way through the lower echelons of show business, playing nightclubs and short spots on TV shows. But the peaks of his early comedy career were his appearances on The Gong Show, the wacky variety show that hosted all kinds of bizarre acts. And few were weirder than Reubens.
When you try one of us, you'll have to try the other. Watch the toes, we'll give you the top billing.
One of these anti-comedy skits featured a duo called Suave and Debonair, which saw Reubens paired with John Paragon in a satirical nightclub setting. Another had Reubens in a dance group called Les Chats, which we'll let you try to decipher.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Number 5. Simon Cowell, Sale of the Century, UK.
He enjoys watching motor racing and is a keen go-kart racer. Please welcome Simon Cowell.
Hello. Sale of the Century was a long-running hybrid game show, equal parts Price is Right and Jeopardy! In 1990, a young Simon Cowell made his TV debut on the show, and he bore no resemblance to the tyrant judge of today. Polite, well-mannered, and docile in character, Cowell competed with deft skill and sportsmanship, answering questions and winning random prizes, like cooking utensils.
Congratulations, Simon. Bring Italian style to your cooking skills with this set of kitchen tools, compliments of Sale of the Century.
He won the game handily, but his integrity won in a much larger way. Not one rude remark was uttered by Cowell in what has to be the most subdued television appearance of his life.
I'll come back.
Of course you'll come back. Put it right there.
Number 4. Ollie Murs, Deal or No Deal, UK. Ollie Murs first came to public attention in the 6th season of X Factor, or did he? 2 years prior to his X Factor redemption, Ollie appeared on the UK version of Deal or No Deal, and the show couldn't have gone worse.
Oh no!
Every case he eliminated had larger and larger figures, and eventually, every substantial sum was off the board. Host Noel Edmonds described all our thoughts when he said, "This is the most appalling run of luck in the history of the game."
It is a fact that you've just had the worst luck we've seen. Sorry, Ollie.
Murs finished the game with only £10, which is one of the smallest totals in Deal or No Deal history. It's obvious his luck has since changed.
I know you're no good, but you're stuck in my brain.
Number 3. John Hamm, The Big Date. Long before John Hamm conjured the charm of Don Draper, he was just an uncomfortable 25-year-old on a game show.
John Hamm is next. He's 25 years old. He's a waiter. John Hamm, ladies and gentlemen.
With a strange haircut and an even stranger expression, Hamm disconcerted viewers as a contestant on The Big Date, a derivation of the dating game in which players compete for a date with a near-mythical beauty. Hamm's eye assault of the Bachelorette didn't earn him any favors. Neither did his creepy answers to the predictably trite questions.
Start off with some fabulous food. Little fabulous conversation.
Whether his actions came as a result of suggestions from the producers or his own personality is tough to say, although it's clear he was doomed on the show from his less than fabulous start.
What else fabulous, John?
End it with a fabulous foot massage for an evening of total fabulosity.
Number 2. Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Dating Game.
please join me in welcoming to the new dating game the current Mr. Olympia, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The dating game was the cornerstone of 70s game show culture, and many pre- and post-fame celebrities were the objects of desire. Probably the most retrospectively famous person to grace the show was Arnold Schwarzenegger, who made an impressive appearance in 1973.
Lady number one, I am a man and you're a woman. Now where do we go from here?
Arnold had just tiptoed into the public consciousness thanks to his bodybuilding exploits, but this was years before his acting career made him a household name. It was on the dating game that mainstream American audiences got the first taste of his unique foreign charm, as the Governor wooed the 3 contestants, one of whom was a Playboy bunny. In the end, he bypassed the bunny, electing to choose the least weird of the 3 spacey girls.
It was very hard to choose, but I would say lady number 2.
Number 2, all right.
Number 1, Aaron Paul. The Price is Right. Aaron Paul might be the only successful actor to owe his career to meth. Not literally, of course, but we wouldn't blame you if you thought his energetic demeanor during his pre-fame Price is Right appearance gave that impression.
You're the man, Bob! Oh, you're my idol!
Even Paul himself stated in an interview that he looked like he was on serious crack during the show, as the producers said they wanted energy. Paul went above and beyond the Call of Duty. The 20-year-old ingested 6 cans of Red Bull prior to shooting, and he exploded onto the stage when announced, running around, screaming, and even telling Bob Barker that he's his idol.
I'm Bob Barker!
He failed to win, but the rest of us did when the video of Jesse Pinkman in a much more colorful light surfaced years later.
368!
Let us know in the comments what game show you would go on.
This is Jeopardy!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.